Hey everyone, and welcome to a quick save video. I'm Mitch and joining me is Callum.
Greetings.
And we're about to watch the trailer for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
They are heartless.
I'm not expecting gameplay.
Yeah, surely not.
Godless barbarians.
Quite Viking so far.
Very Vikings ass.
Looks like Kattegat. Looks like Ragnar.
Ubisoft have made some really good cinematic trailers.
They do. Is that France?
Not sure.
They scar the lands of England.
England?
Lands they will never defend. Never love. The time has come to speak to them in a language they will understand.
Scandinavia? I'm digging it.
Yeah, this is cool. Very cool.
I just want to, I don't know if they show in the trailer how much mythology they'll do.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see.
Because it's... Ooh. Got him. Sweet. Doesn't look like Assassin's Creed yet.
Yeah, I'm just thinking as well, I wonder what scale battles we're actually going to see.
Yeah.
Because potentially, I mean, with this time period, it could be massive.
Yeah. This is around the Viking invasion of the UK, obviously. But,
Yeah.
which is a very interesting time, which Vikings has covered. That was a really cool axe throw. Dual wielding axes. It's pretty badass. Odin. Did this Raven. Yep.
Odin is with us!
Just in case you didn't know it was Odin. Okay, so actual god is there. Here comes the big boy. Yeah, I'm excited for it. And based off this does not look like Assassin's Creed. Oh, he just took that hit. Oh, he just cut his head. Ooh.
Damn.
Looks like some Roman dude though.
He does, yeah, I was thinking that.
He's way bigger than the Vikings, which is ridiculous. Because they're already known for being massive. And they're like, oh my god.
That
Hidden
was
blade?
pretty epic with the hidden blade, yeah.
Yeah.
Very novel use of that. That was cool.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Oh, there you go.
Available
Oh, there you
Holiday
go.
2020.
Holiday 2020.
But no, that was very cool. Very cool.
That was a good trailer. Has me real hyped for it, and yeah.
And I don't know about you, but I'm still surprised this is actually a thing. Because I know this was rumored as far back as I want to say a couple of years back.
It's been rumored for ages.
For a long time, yeah. But it always seems a little bit outlandish. Like they probably wouldn't go to that setting in Assassin's Creed. But it's neat that it's happening. It's
I
really
think
cool.
it works.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like Assassin's Creed, but then they're like, oh, by the way, here's the hidden blade, just to kind of.
Yeah. And that's always been part of the appeal of Assassin's Creed. Is it just takes you to different settings and different scenarios. They're just trying to adapt the formula and kind of the gameplay they've set up to this setting, and potentially it could be really cool.
Yeah, it's especially because it's based off what the changes they have done. So the combat is massively overhauled. It is not Assassin's Creed combat. Yeah, so ever since then we've had some actual screenshots.
Yeah, and a couple of details about gameplay and stuff, but nothing too kind of elaborate.
Got a flail, chillaxes. Seems like the main character.
Mm-hmm.
It's castle sieges by the look of it.
So you have to imagine that's a cool shot. But you have to imagine that these kind of larger scale battles are going to be a larger kind of part of the game, just given the setting and the history.
Yeah, because they do, I think it's York they occupy for an extremely long time. So you do go to, it's not just England, because that's like a Nordic church.
With like the Northern Lights and the,
so that is not the UK. So
I wonder, just looking at that, whether almost the game will kind of take the approach of like the first maybe half or like quarter or something might be sort of origin story in his original land and setting, and then actually then goes through the invasion and like how he sort of commands his troops, etc.
Or based on Ubisoft's size of games, it has both England and Scandinavia in one game.
It's entirely possible.
Rumors are there's 15 developers working on it.
Yeah, which is crazy. I mean, not surprising for Ubisoft how many.
Now, does this picture give you Witcher 3 vibes?
It definitely does.
Absolutely, yeah.
But potentially, and even that, I mean, there's potentially some really, really cool settings and environments. Like that's...
Like this.
I think that's almost what excites me more about it. It's just the scope they have for actually places that you can just see, like just places to explore.
And it's obviously got boat gameplay, because that seems to be the thing.
Yeah, which they did great in Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
And look, you have to be, like, Vikings as a civilization were based on the use of boats.
Yeah, there's got to be an element of that.
That is a sick-looking castle.
That's very cool.
Is that like... That's a raven?
Eagle vision, like that,
Odin vision. We call Odin vision. There's concept art of kind of dual wielding and kind of builds you can go for, which is cool, because it seems as if it's not just going to be like sword and shield. Like there's going to be variety in terms of combat as well. But I think they've done a good job. We were saying before that we haven't played some of the more recent Assassin's Creed games kind of at length, but they certainly seem to have made combat more dynamic in recent years, because that was a criticism against the earlier games, that it was just a bit like formulaic and just there wasn't much dynamism to it. Yeah, and this is after Ubisoft had this kind of belief of like, okay, putting everything out being like this kind of formula that he created was not a good thing. So it may be quite different. So apparently obviously we didn't see any gameplay, but if you're familiar with the recent Assassin's Creeds, I guarantee you know how it plays. Which is sort of, I guess, do the cliched crap of it's Dark Souls-like, which it has that feeling. So apparently, according to IGN, that you create your own settlement, which is a fascinating part of like building your own base.
Yeah, and that potentially will be another interesting feature of the game as well, like building up your kind of like resources or your armies, etc. To basically mount this kind of this huge invasion.
Yeah, which like it makes sense. They do raids and customization, obviously, and raiding is an important part of Vikings. So so the game director describes settlement as a key feature of the game. It's quite grand in what we're trying to achieve with it. I want you to feel this is your home that you're building, that a lot of what you're doing in the game world at the end of the day is going to feed into the settlement. So it seems pretty core.
Yeah, definitely. It seems like, from the way they're describing it, sounds not dissimilar actually from the Phantom Pain, which was, I'm usually not into those kind of like resource or like settlement building type stuff, but I think that game did a really good job of kind of not only having it as a gameplay feature, but like they're saying here, making it actually have a purpose. Because like in that game, it was that you were kind of amassing this army of like this sort of private army that was going to be helping the main character. And it sounds like they're going for a similar kind of thing in this as well, which is potentially very cool.
Yeah, like even potentially Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor kind of things, like you built your own kind of fortresses.
Yeah.
So I wonder how much of that is. It reminds me of garrisons from World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Which is...
And similar to that too, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully not too similar.
Well, yeah, I wonder to what extent it's going to be, whether it's like a passive thing that's kind of happening in the background, or whether it's something that you're always, sort of like contributing to. Yeah.
So it's curious what they're going to do with that. And like, obviously getting reinforcements from Scandinavia, and like potential for DLC is quite interesting too, because I could do France.
Yeah.
the Vikings had a lot of history with the French.
Yeah.
So much so settling the Normandy.
And we've got, a bit of stuff about customization, which is kind of unsurprising. It says it will add to what was in Odyssey. So again, obviously you can play as a male or female character. Customize, tattoos, war paint.
Dual wielding will be cool.
Yeah.
Dialogue
Very
choices
cool.
remaining. Political alliances that will affect the world. This is sounding really good so far.
It does, yeah.
And
Like it's kind of the evolution of the front, which is like they've been kind of adding more and more features into Assassin's Creed, and this is honestly potentially this could be the best one.
Yeah, the best one in a long time.
Just given the setting and like you were saying, it'll be interesting to see whether they actually have many supernatural kind of mythological elements. I think that will be. I imagine there'll be something that'll be a bit kind of tight-lipped about.
They're already
that'll be
showing
cool.
Odin, so it's just like And the DLC for Odyssey got ridiculous. Like you went to Atlantis.
Right.
Just like,
right.
well, there's no telling you might go up, Yggdrasil and go on.
And Assassin's Creed has always like floated with that so much, like with kind of like mystical elements and
So I could go nuts with it. This one, like, it's like the Bifrost is a teleporter to other worlds.
I think especially after how I wonder as well to what extent God of War actually influenced the development of this game as well. Because it's like you just kind of wonder how long this game has actually been in development for. Because it's got to be a couple of years, and it's been heavily rumored for a long time. I personally didn't think it would happen though. I thought it did seem a bit outlandish.
I thought you get Japan first.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that.
And like ninjas, that's probably the next step. But like, I'm glad they're going Norse, like Nordic and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like it's what everyone wants at the moment. It's like Vikings is popular, God of War.
There's a big market for that at the moment, for sure.
Yeah, like in that trailer, I was like noticing stuff you'd see in Vikings. It's just like, this is the time for Vikings related stuff.
Yeah.
As that series comes to an end. Yeah, and apparently it's going to be PS5 and Xbox Series X, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be like Black Flag all over again, basically.
Yeah, so launch title for this generation.
So I'm pretty excited for it. Yeah,
me too. Yeah, and that's for both of us. We were saying just before as people that had played Assassin's Creed but not really played the recent ones as intensively. Like for me personally, I haven't played since Black Flag, so it's been a long time. But I used to be a massive fan of this series, so this would definitely get me back on board. For sure.
I've played every entry, but I say played, but like I started Black Flag, didn't get to the boat.
Yeah.
I think I quit too early, but I finished 1 and 2. So I really liked what I played of Origins.
Yeah.
So I didn't. The setting was cool, but it didn't really
grip you as And this will be like probably a lot of similarities to that in terms of the gameplay, but I think the setting is what's really going to grip people and probably get people on board.
Yeah.
Because it's also something that's it's just not very commonly in video games in general as well. So it's kind of just a need to kind of see it as well.
Yeah. So
it looks good.
Yeah, coming out holiday 2020 as the trailer said. So it seems like it comes out at the time of the new consoles.
Yeah, you would imagine that given it's a big third-party game, Ubisoft probably a launch title.
Yeah.
Just as Black Flag was.
As well as on old consoles. So
thank
you for joining me, Kel.
Yep, thanks for watching.
And if you like the video, subscribe, but hopefully we'll see you again. Goodbye, everyone.
Cheers, thanks for watching.